Welcome, John. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning, fans.
Noso, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sports fan. Okay, let's start with the La Liga. Again, Real Madrid, they drew that game again 1-1 yesterday. It was the first goal was scored like Las Palmas in the first half. 5 minutes, they scored that goal. In the second half, they got a penalty which Junior scored. Now, what is wrong with Real Madrid? Everybody was thinking that Real Madrid probably will going to run away with this league, but it's looking tough for them. They are not playing well. They are not scoring goals. What is wrong with Real Madrid, John?
Yeah, if you ask me, I think the star boy, the missing piece of the puzzle is Jude Bellingham. His absence is what's causing them the way they play. They looked disjointed yesterday against Las Palmas, conceding a goal early on and then struggling to get back into the game. I think they haven't compensated for who they need to bring in or how they need to play without him in the side to be able to win matches. So yes, they are missing Jude Bellingham. But then again, it doesn't cover the fact that the star man, the star signing, hasn't gotten a goal in the La Liga so far. So it's also going to put more pressure on Mbappe because when Jude is not available, everybody should look towards Mbappe to create something or to make something out of nothing. But let's not forget, by this time last season, Jude was scoring for fun in the La Liga. He was the star man carrying the team along, winning games off his goals for Real Madrid, and the shoe is on the other foot right now, and Mbappe is really suffering to find his feet in the La Liga.
You can't forget it. Last season, the same last season when it started, was when Real Madrid were nowhere near the top two. At some point, it was Girona, Barcelona, and maybe was it Atletico and Sevilla. Then the table changed, and gradually Real Madrid didn't lose a game till the end of the season, and they topped the table and they won the league. It's just the way they start. See, let's take away the pressure off this Kylian Mbappe guy now, because the way they are sound like maybe he comes into the team, he's going to start firing all cylinder. He's not a god. He's not something that you say, okay, get him into this team, he will start scoring goals. We know he did that for PSG, but look at what he did for Monaco first. Then you see what he did at PSG. It takes time to blend into this team. I know he came into the team early in the transfer market, but it also takes time because it was towards the start of the season. Two of the centerpiece in that team, not just one, two of the centerpiece in that team went on injury. Camavinga and Jude Bellingham. So I'm just saying it will take time for him to settle in well in the Spanish side, to take time for him to settle in well with the Real Madrid side. We all know what the instruction is and what the coach is saying. Enjoy your football. After some tactical explanations, he tells them to enjoy their football. But at some point, you need to look at the environment he's coming into. The La Liga is not as simple as the French Ligue 1. That's the first thing you need to understand. Then secondly, you need to understand that this is a new team, a new season. It will take time to gel well with these players. And I think he's taking that time now, though you can see with the performance he's giving up yesterday, you know that he's taking that time well to gel. It's not about running and scoring goals. The passes he makes, the runs he makes, you see that he's always in the right position, but the finishing is just not there yet because of how the La Liga defenders operate.
At the end of the day, everything rises and falls on his ability to score those goals and get them points. So at the end of the day, nobody is going to judge him off making runs and giving passes, key passes, however beautiful they may look. At the end of the day, people are going to look at him playing up front and say, man, deliver us the points, deliver us the goals. And anything other than that is just speculation right now.
When he settles in well and he doesn't deliver you goals, then that is when you start criticizing. This is just 3 games into the La Liga and you expect him to be the highest goal scorer of the season so far. It's a new league. Even when it came to PSG, I'll still say it. When you make, like you say it, when you put things in perspective, when he moved from Monaco to PSG, he wasn't the highest goal scorer for PSG in his first season. It took him time. It took him almost a year.
I disagree.
To get those numbers. It took him almost a year. He was getting 1 goal in 5 games, 1 goal in 7 games. It took him almost a year to get those numbers, and now he's one of the prince of Paris. Now in Real Madrid, it's taking him just 5 games without 2 of their key midfielders, and everybody is all on his neck. Like, man.
Okay, let's see what happens. They are now 4 points behind Barcelona. Barcelona is stopping that game. They won their first 3 games. The other game that happened is Girona winning that game 4-0. Okay, let's see what Real Madrid is going to do, because the thing is that everybody expected them to start firing. If you look at the kind of squad they have, so I don't think that everybody criticizing them after 3 games, I don't think they are actually off the
If
book.
you pay the 150 million signing on bonus and you brought this guy in and you put him on an important salary and you make him the centerpiece of that attack, why wouldn't you expect something back? Even if he does take time, even if he's not 100%, and even if key players in the team are not there, you should be able to make something for the team. Ronaldo did it when he came in, and the likes of other players that have done it as well too.
Okay, let's see. Mbappe will have to be facing criticism until the end of the season if he does not score at least 20-25 goals this season, La Liga this season. Everybody will have to start complaining. But
now the
Sure.
hype around the La Liga, and like this is where you see the difference between La Liga and French Ligue 1. Players make this shift and this move, and you expect them to start firing immediately. For me, I'm saying, I don't know. I said this. It's not about result. It was before. It was all about fun, enjoying the game. Now it's all about numbers. It's getting tiring, man.
it's numbers now. It's statistics.
It's numbers now.
But that's that. The game has evolved beyond just go out there and have fun. The
It's
game has
statistics
evolved
now.
beyond that.
Now look at it. When you put those numbers up, you expect somebody to come in, and the first game, no matter how the sign-on bonus is, there's somebody in London that is not firing. He spent almost a year plus, and he's not
See
being
the-
criticized as just
No,
somebody
see-
that spent just 3
See
days.
the problem, Nonso. Nonso, if you are at Mbappe, for example, if Ronaldo moves, look at an example when Messi, even when he was 34, when he moved to PSG, he scored 6 goals. The criticism was everywhere.
Simple.
When Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid, he started scoring. So they expect when big stars, in quotes, when you make a move, you start scoring. Okay, let's see what happens to Mbappe, because the media, the spotlight is on Mbappe, whether he likes it or not. Everybody is going to be watching him, expecting him to start scoring all the goals. Okay, guys, let's move away from the La Liga. The Champions League happened yesterday. The Champions League draw happened yesterday. Yesterday again, Cristiano Ronaldo was honored as the top scorer of the Champions League in the history of Champions League. So he was given that award. But the Champions League format have changed. If you know, it's not going to be the as usual group stages, 8 group stages, 4 in a group. Now the formats that have changes. Let me probably explain it to you a little bit, just a little bit about this Champions League format. Okay, guys, remember we are live on YouTube now at Volt FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Go there, drop your comments. I'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, this format is different. It's different. It's going to be like a league. It would be like a league. Let's say like a league. It's not going to be like groups. So people that top 4 will qualify. So I'm going to be explaining to you. I'm sure that you not understand it, but I'll try as much as possible to explain it to you. So instead of 8 groups of 4 teams each in a group playing each other home and away, the new Champions League format will now be 8 matches with 8 different opponents in a league table. The draw will be done with software, not hand-picked again. The draw now is they use software to do it. Teams will play 2 opponents each, ranking pots, but opponents cannot play teams from the same nation. Example, Manchester City cannot play Arsenal, Real Madrid cannot play Barcelona. Teams are only allowed to play 2 opponents per nation. For example, Barca can't play Arsenal, Man City and Aston Villa at the same time. They can only play 2 opponents from the EPL. Then, the league of 36 teams, 8 automatically qualifies for the round of 16. Teams from 9th to 24 are matched up for playoffs to join the round of 16. The losers are out. If you lose now, you cannot drop to the Europa League or the Conference League. Once you lose, you are out. On the final match day, all 18 matches will be played simultaneously, like the last day in the Premier League. It's going to be intense. So there are different formats they are bringing. The round of 16, the quarterfinal will be regular. 2-leg matches now. It's going to be regular as they used to play before. I know probably you might not really understand it, but if you go and read up the new format, probably you might understand. It's a little bit confusing, because if you are used to the normal group stages, home and away, and you see this format now, you'll be confused. But this is how now they want to start doing it now from this season upwards. So let me give you the fixtures of the probably English teams that is going to be playing in Champions League. Now, for Arsenal is going to be playing PSG home, Inter Milan away, Shakhtar Donetsk home, Atlanta away, Dynamo home, Sporting away, Monaco home, and Girona away. So it's not home and away now. They are going to play 18. So computer will decide where you play home or where you play away. For Aston Villa, they are playing Bayern Munich home. They are playing Juventus home. They are playing Club Brugge away, Celtic home, Young Boys away, Bologna home, and AC Monaco away. For Liverpool, they are playing Real Madrid home, Leipzig away, Bayern Leverkusen home, AC Milan away, Lille home, PSG away, then Girona away, and Bologna home. For Manchester City, they are going to be playing Inter Milan home, PSG away, Club Brugge home, Juventus away, Feyenoord home, Sporting away, Sparta Prague home, and Bratislava away. So this for the English Premier League. I know this sounds confusing, but please go and read up the new format of the Champions League and how it functions, because so that if it is starting in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, you will not be confused of what are these people doing? The format have changed. Okay, guys, if you look at these fixtures, let's start with Arsenal. They are going to be playing PSG. That's their main game. PSG and Inter Milan and Atlanta, they are the three openers. What are you expecting? Okay, generally, what are you expecting from this year's Champions League? This format.
If you look at the format, you are going to, the first thing you should notice is that rather than have just 6 games in the group stages, you're having an extended 8, which means the footballing calendar is getting decimated with more fixtures and more jam-packed. I was reading up on the move for Anjorin to Empoli, and one of the facts that was from that article was that Premier League is already jam-packed, and we are getting more fixtures from the Champions League. But for me, the switch of formats seems similar to the European Super League that was proposed. Yes. And UEFA just saw that with their bombastic side eye and snapped it and reshuffle their formation into this format. I think it gives smaller teams that don't get to play the big guys, the opportunity to play them. Gave them games at home with big teams in Europe where they could generate revenue from. But then it opens up the competition. It's now you finish in the top 8, you secure your spot into the knockout stages, and everybody is going to be fighting for those positions. But it also offers, maybe you're not able to finish in the top 8, but you finish somewhere between 9th down to the 20-something position. You get the chance to still merit appearing in the knockout stages. So it's better than you get relegated straight down out of the competition, or you get knocked out into a lower competition. So I think it's more chances for smaller teams in Europe to, find a way into those knockout stages rather than the same old big guys coming into those competitions.
How do you see this format? It's a little bit confusing.
It's still the same 4 pots. Whether you finish 27th or you finish, it's still the same 4 pots. And those 4 pots, each of those players, you play only 2 players from. You play only 2 teams from that your pot. I was looking at the Real Madrid, the pot 1, and I was seeing the length or the number of games they were going to be played, and I asked myself, how are they going to be playing all of these games, and yet you say they're not playing any small game? They are playing almost all their teams are big games for Real Madrid, and for other teams in Arsenal as well. We look at it like they are small teams, but most of the teams in the Arsenal group, or most of the teams Arsenal will be playing against, finished in the top 4, almost won the trophy, because Girona is not a pushover. They almost won the trophy in Spain.
Yeah, but you can't compare them with Bratislava, Zagreb, what's this other one again that Liverpool are playing? There are a lot of smaller teams that get to take on the big guys, which wasn't so in the other format. So that's what I'm just pointing out.
I'm just saying it's a good one, but the length of games they'll be playing is they have a problem. And I'm saying this, Arsenal has a problem in their hand, because if they don't finish top 4 of their group, it's going to be tough for them.
It's top 8.
It's top 8. It's not a group again.
It's not a group again. It's top 8.
If they don't finish in that area, they are not going to be anywhere in the quarterfinals or in the knockout stages. So it's a problem.
But they still have an opportunity to play the knockouts and then still qualify to the knockout stages. That's the thing there.
So this is all for the Champions League. The Champions League format have changed. Everybody is trying to understand it. The first time it came out, I think it was 2 months ago, when they started talking about the format of the Champions League. I was surprised. what are they trying to do? I understand they are trying to do this Super League stuff where they have more big games. Do you understand? Because if you make it, for example, if you make it if it's like 4 in a group, you only probably play one big guy in your group. But now you have to play Inter Milan, play a Real Madrid. You can actually play 4 big games, so probably the Champions League will be more fun.
But now look at the last game of this group league stage. Now everybody playing at the same time. How are they going to do coverage? Because coverage has always been an issue. Why UEFA pushes some group games away from other group games, pushes some knockout stages away from others to create enough time for fans around the world to see those games. But now on the final game of the league competition, everybody's playing at the same time in different places. So coverage is going to be an issue.
Okay, let's see what the Champions League we're going to bring. It's going to be the first time we are going to be seeing and enjoying this format. Hopefully, this format will give us a lovely game of football, because if you look at the games everybody's playing, we are going to be enjoying a whole lot of football this Champions League. It's going to be extended instead of the group stage and in December. It's going to be extended to at least January before the group stages and we enter the knockout stages. Okay, guys, we are going to be going on a quick short break. When we come back, we'll talk about other things that happen in transfer windows. You remember, we have only barely 24 hours for the transfer window to close. So stay with us and enjoy this break.
Stay plugged into the flow. Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 104.3 FM. Let's vibe together.
Volt 104.3 FM. UBA, they give everybody 75 reasons to jolly this season for the UBA Legacy promo. Over 200 million naira don't day where people go win. 75 people get chance to win 1 million naira and even more. Just open UBA savings account. Come save at least 5,000 naira inside every month to qualify. The more you save, the more you go win. Just go www.ubagroup.com or dial *919*20#. Make you for start. Terms and conditions dey. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Hello, Enugu. Have you heard? Volt 104.3 FM is granting small businesses in Enugu a chance to be heard and to be known. Let us help you advertise your business for as low as 2,500 naira per spot. And if you pay 50,000 naira for 20 spots, we will give you 10 spots for free. For more inquiries, visit Volt 104.3 FM at 64 Ozobolo Street by ESBS Junction, Enugu, or call our marketers on 0815-628-5384 or 0816-215-5195.
Volt 104.3 FM.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. We are on Volt Sports on Volt 104.3 FM. Okay, guys, let's talk about transfers now. Because transfers, remember, we have barely 24 hours before the transfer window will close. Now, every club is trying to get in their last minute buy before the window closes. Okay, let's start with Arsenal. Remember, we are also live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. When you go there, drop your comments. We're reading your comments live here in the studio. And you can also call us and tell us what you think about this Champions League draw or this Champions League format. Everybody is confused. Come and tell us what you think about it. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. 0706 048 5853. Okay, guys, let's move over to the transfer. Before we move over to transfer, Chelsea played their qualification of Conference League yesterday. They lost that game 2-1, but they qualified for the group stage of the aggregate was 3-2. But that game, good game. So how did you see that game yesterday?
This is when you live with the hype, you live with the performance. I always say this performance business all day. When you live with the hype and live with those performance or those lapses, you suffer for it. And I think at some point they suffered some dangerous counter-attack games. They lost their head in some part of the game and they almost lost the game. But it tells you that Chelsea are kind of a good team when they are focused because they got that goal and it's like that build up to that goal was like one of the best things I've seen in recent football or in recent days for the club, not just in general football, but in recent days for the club. Everybody was on their toes, everybody was running. The opponent doesn't know who to track on, and I think they felt relaxed because they're already leading from the first game up. So they felt relaxed, and it almost cost them. I keep saying this: go into a game like it's a new one. And because Chelsea has gone into that game feeling like, oh, they've already won the game from the first leg, they need to feel relaxed. And when they started conceding goals, they had to sit up and they gave the opponent Serviette a run for their money, and they told them why they were the big side in that going forward.
Big side, and they lost. How do you see that game, John?
For me, I think the big word for Chelsea this season has to be consistency, because it's fantastic to win the way they did at the last weekend, and then but to come into the middle of the week and to lose 2-1, scoring only through penalties, that's atrocious if you ask me. So there's a lot they need to answer for, because these guys, let's not forget that this is Servette, okay? They are the guys that are from the Swedish league. Which league are they from? Zurich, yeah. Switzerland, yeah. So they need to how do you win your game in the weekend and you come to the midweek against Servette and you're losing 2-1? It shows one of two things: either they did not put in the right performance, or they didn't come to the game with the right mentality in the first place.
That's why I said they came into that game feeling like they've already won from the first leg. And it's a new game. It's not that because we won the first leg. At some point now, I believe they're taking away goals advantage. So this is just to tell you that even if you win the previous game, you need to put a performance in the next game, which they did lose their head. And building up to that, when they were almost feeling like they already lost the game, they got themselves back. And the build up to that goal, or perhaps the build up to that penalty, was just top notch. I felt like everybody did their own part to get in on that. In short, no matter the name they wrote on that penalty sheet, or no matter the number of person they wrote on that Chelsea that they scored, everybody scored that goal for Chelsea, because it was just a work of everybody.
But at the end of the day, you cannot underestimate any opponent, because these guys came back ready. Now, the only reason Chelsea are going through is because of that extra goal in the first leg. So they need to be more clinical going into the later stages of this conference league.
Okay, the qualification for the conference league, Chelsea qualifying and other things, then the group stage will be drawn. So you know the Chelsea are now in the group stage of the conference league. Everybody's expecting them to be winning that particular tournament. Anything short of a win, it's going to be, I don't think Chelsea fans are going to be happy about that. Okay, let's move on to transfers, because it's all happening at Arsenal. First of all is the goalkeeping issues. Now Arsenal agreed to sign Neto. Neto is 35 years old as a backup keeper, because they are finding it hard for them to get an agreement for Garcia, because Garcia has a clause that says that he has to go for about 30 million euros, and Arsenal is not willing to pay that, so they are finding it hard for them to get him, Garcia, from Espanyol. Now they are now agreed to sign Neto. Now Neto is 35 years, even though he's straight loan, no obligation to buy, just straight loan for a backup for Raya. How are you making up of this Arsenal position? Because if they are going to let go of Ramsdale, they should have prepared to know what is on, because you cannot just sell Ramsdale and suddenly you are struggling to get a backup keeper, John.
Yeah, for me, I'm actually amazed at how the board or the management staff have let this happen, because the idea was that a deal was already agreed for Garcia, and they're waiting for Ramsdale to move. Only for Ramsdale to move now, and that other deal now falls through because of a clause. Why didn't they find out about this clause till it was, the last time? And let's not forget that there was also Kepa available in the same market that was also looking for a loan move that they could have secured before letting Ramsdale go. So I don't know what happened there, but Arsenal need a quick fix, because anything short of a quality replacement for Raya, they open up the Pandora's box of letting in a lot of goals and defeats coming into the league. This is especially a league season where you can't afford to let any of your games go by, because if you lose, let me say, a matching stomp on City, maybe you just out of contact with City by 3 or 4 points, it could take you a long time before you recover those points and even build on City. So they need to fix this.
So if you look at this position Arsenal put themselves in, they have only less than 24 hours for this transfer window to open. And if they don't secure a keeper, they are forced now to bring in probably a youth goalkeeper I think they've signed this 17-year-old from Ajax a while ago. They are forced to bring him, because Ramsey is not going to stay on the bench, so he's going to move in now. What do you make of this Arsenal board trying to, because everybody is expecting Arsenal by now to finish all their transfer games and focus?
It shocked you?
It shocked me, everybody. It shocked everybody.
It's not supposed to shock you now. You know, say before the only two teams that finished their market in the last days of the transfer market were always Arsenal and Man United. But recently, I don't know what Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the rest of them did that made them finish their business 2 weeks before even the season started. Now Arsenal are in that boat now. Letting Ramsdale go, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Letting Ramsdale go was a problem. He doesn't want to stay and sit on the bench. You know that already. You should have gotten somebody else in before even letting him out.
Yeah.
You should have reached an
Same
agreement.
thing with Nketiah
You should have
too.
reached an agreement with somebody else first. Look at Man United. Before they know that Scotty is leaving, they already know that this person
Bugatti is
coming in. So it's one thing. Before they know that this left back is coming in, this left back is going. Before you let somebody agree contracts with somebody else, you already know you've agreed the contract with an incoming. So so you don't have, what's it called now? You don't have these lapses when you come to team selection, or perhaps you don't have this problem in the final days of the market. And they've put themselves in that problem. I think they've gone for a goalkeeper from Ajax and they've gotten that in. I think that's the goalkeeper they'll have to look on to.
Neto, they've agreed to bring in Neto.
This is the thing now. The club will want to pull a bit stubborn prank here because it's a dead it's a deadline day transfer.
No, it's Bournemouth has already gotten Kepa. So
yeah.
That one is different.
See, they've gotten Kepa, they've gotten another goalkeeper, but yet, you know this.
They can let go Neto go.
You know, saying that business. In a business,
See, like we saw this thing happen last summer when Palhinha was sleeping at the airport because the paperwork was not filed and the minutes on deadline day and the clock was rounding out. So you never can tell. I think another alternative, we are hearing rumors that Petrovic is leaving on loan. That could have been. That could have
gone to the sister club.
Yeah, it's gone to France.
So I think that one is out of the books. But I believe Arsenal should at least have gotten a goalkeeper in 2 days ago. Agree the deal with any goalkeeper, get him in, train him. Now this is a time where we say Arsenal have the right backup to do everything now. So get a goalkeeper in. They put all your workers on all hands on deck, which means including the goalkeeping staff.
Or better yet, call Chesney.
Come on.
Chesney are retired.
Come on.
Better yet, call Chesney. Like on any day, I'll take Chesney over this guy you guys are talking about.
Neto, yeah, I think so. I think Chesney is still a very good goalkeeper. It's just that Juve didn't want him again, so he didn't want to struggle again. He just retired.
Call Chesney for the win.
If Arsenal has an injury with Raya, they are going to be relying on Neto probably till January at least to get it somehow. So I don't think that Arsenal and the board are taking the right decision, but let's see what they are going to do. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports, and we have comments here I'm going to be reading now. Emmanuel Okitibi saying Mbappe will come good. Okay, let's be watching. The season is still far. He's also saying Arteta and Edu do not know what they are doing this transfer season. And it's surprising for Arsenal fans because they are hoping that Arteta and Edu should have concluded these transfers by now.
Remember last season, Arsenal had a better transfer market, completed most of their deals on time. We shouldn't be haggling about key players coming in by this time, because if it was already agreed in principle that Ramsey is leaving, why didn't they sign a replacement as at the first week of pre-season?
Okay, let's see what Arsenal will be doing. They have agreed in principle to bring in Neto. If Garcia from Espanyol did not work again, they are going to bring a 35-year goalkeeper. I don't think it's the right move, but Arteta knows what he's doing. He is the coach and Edu is the...
he just needs the experience.
Yeah, let's see what will happen. Okay, let's stay with Arsenal again. There are rumors that they are looking for Sterling and Tony, that they might bid for them before the 24 hours. What did you make of that?
I said it yesterday, though.
Tony has been linked with almost all
Chelsea.
the big six.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Even Man City at some point.
Let's forget Tony Small. Let's talk about Sterling. I said it yesterday. I said, Sterling to Man U. No, Arsenal should come for Sterling, and just like that, Zwala Kate. Sterling is looking at Arsenal right now.
It's not that Sterling is looking at Arsenal. The rumors are linking, and also those rumors that are linking Sterling to Arsenal are also linking, because the statement he made is one thing about Man United. Now it's Arsenal been looking at that direction again, and you say we're still talking about that Saka replacement.
There's still going to be another statement again
Another
in favor
one
of Arsenal.
before let's see, because if he's not being booked, if his medicals are not being booked today, then it's going to be a problem for him to sign for any club, and he would have to stay back at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And we're hearing rumors also, because Sterling is now the headline name for this transfer market and we're hearing rumors that Man United would offer him half, 150 to 200,000 pounds, depending on the bonuses that he was there. That is 150 basic salary, then other bonuses, appearance, and all of that would lead it to 200,000 pounds. If he's willing to accept that, as opposed to the 350 he's accepting at Chelsea, then fine, he's good to go to Man United. But if not, he should probably stay well at Chelsea and enjoy his 325.
Where I have a problem now is if you add him into the Arsenal mix, right? Is he going to bench Saka, or is he going
He's
to
coming
come
to
in?
He's coming to be a team player, which means when we need you to play.
Which bench Saka?
It's not, see,
Bench star boy.
Because there is nowhere for him to play as long as Saka is starting. There's no place in that starting lineup. Who do you want to take off the left wing? So if
I think they are begging for that right wing, because left wing is Martinelli and Trossard.
Martinelli, Trossard, then anybody can work with what's called Reece Nelson. Then definitely if he comes in, he's not going to be anybody can work, because they can't put him in at Trossard. Trossard has been a revelation for them this season.
What do you make of Tony? Do Arsenal needs a Tony in that team?
Arsenal needs a striker, whoever it is. Ivan Toney, Evans, Ferguson, anybody that can score goals, anybody that can tap in. Arsenal needs one right now. Either it's Scottish or Irish or English. Arsenal needs a striker that could bury them at least 15-20 goals. Then other players could get their own goals as well. But if Tony is not what they want, they should go for somebody else. And Tony is, I've heard rumors as well that it's been linked to the Saudi club, but he's not accepted any yet. So which means it seems he's not going to go to Saudi. He wants to play for the big leagues. He wants to play for the big boys in England, and he's still holding his side and making sure he's getting contact from everybody.
Okay, let's see what Arsenal is going to be doing. They are actually even looking. They might even go for Koeman for that strike wing. They are looking for Arsenal as Saka's replacement, not replacement, but somebody that could actually play if Saka is injured. They are actually looking for Koeman, Sterling, Tony. They are linked with a whole lot of players to bring into Arsenal. But let's see how that develops if Arsenal is going to bring in somebody in. Okay, let's move over to Chelsea. We have been talking about Chelsea. They want to bring Tony at some point. That one died down. Now the negotiation for Osimhen is still the same as yesterday. They are now, Lukaku has finally completed his move to Napoli. Now they are negotiating with Osimhen. The deal on the table now, they want to bring Osimhen on loan, then an obligation to buy. So everybody is trying to find solution. Osimhen probably wants to go to England, go to Chelsea, because the only other option he has is to go to Saudi Arabia. So I don't know how that deal is going to continue happening, but they have only today and tomorrow for that deal to complete. Okay, George, but if you look at it generally now, what do you make of Osimhen now? They are now looking for him to come loan an obligation to buy. I think it's better for both teams if Napoli will accept, because Napoli is looking for money too.
You know, there's also another dynamics to this move, which is the Osimhen factor too, because Osimhen will not want to leave on loan if he's going to take a pay cut in England, and if Napoli will not ameliorate his salary in England. So it's a fine dance between both parties, because from the statement from his agent, I think the mindset behind the camp is to stay back at Napoli irrespective and eat their money. But if he's going to go to England, Napoli are going to have to subsidize his wages while he's in England, because I don't think Chelsea will bring him on loan at over 300 and something thousand pounds and pay that money in full, and at the end of the loan spell now pay the 120 million pounds to get him.
Okay, now so if you look at the general, just in a short while, we have been talking about Osimhen, because we have to giving you updates about Osimhen every day till tomorrow, because he's our guy, he's our Niger boy, so we need to know what is happening to him. If he does not secure this deal, he's going to be staying at Napoli.
Why not? I said this before and I'll say it again. Maybe they didn't listen. it's not about what you want, it's about what you need. And I believe at some point they would need him. Though they want Lukaku, though the coach has said he wants Lukaku, but it's not about what you want, it's about what you need. And if Lukaku gets you plus or minus, because we saw that happen in Inter Milan, all thanks, because people don't really look at it this way. All thanks to Lautaro Martinez, Lukaku's ball in Inter Milan in his first 6 months was absolute trash. But he was hiding under the influence of this guy, making it easy for him. In Napoli, nobody will make it easy for him. Though he fits well into the coach's style of play, bully defenders and drop the passes for the wingers to score goals, or perhaps for wingers to run in and also pass the ball back to you to score your goals. It fits into that profile, but nobody will make that room for you. Their wingers are always Policiano, Vicha, all of them are always on the run, looking for goals for themselves. So if you build up the play, if you join in the build-up play and you don't get the goals, and they need maybe Policiano is not scoring a goal, is injured, Vicha is crossing the ball and nobody is there to bury it, and you look at who is going to come in and score the goals, you have to look at Osimhen again and say, okay, perhaps at this point, I believe I need you.
They have to put in Osimhen whether they like it or not if he stays. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you guys.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Bishop Santa.
Okay. Bishop, what is your contribution, Bishop?
I disagree with what Nonso is saying now.
Okay.
Because if you see that Napoli team, one, it's my own point. So,
yes.
One, if you need Lukaku, he has never served under Antonio Conte. That is number one. You only know how to make him come and work. Just know that. Secondly, if you have Lulu Kvaratskhelia or have watched him, you can't have Kvaratskhelia in the team and saying that you don't have somebody that you give you an assist. It's a lie. I wouldn't believe that. I have watched Kvaratskhelia play in his country. Even if you can counter assist against his team. So Kvaratskhelia with you, behind you, my brother, you are guaranteed, unless you don't know how to score. You go and watch Kvaratskhelia. But as long as you see in that team, there is somebody to give Lukaku pass. And Lukaku is scoring. But Conte was doing everything to get him. You know what he's doing. Conte is not deaf and dumb. You know what he's doing. So Kvaratskhelia there, he's going to score goals. He's going to provide assist for him. Okay. And Conte is going to make them to play in the way he wants. Okay. That's one thing you're forgetting.
Do you
Maybe
want...
he's thinking that the forward are doing everything, but he could make the players play the way he wants. That's the coach for you.
If Lukaku,
and that's why he's looking for him.
Okay, if Lukaku is not scoring, would he, if you are Conte, would he bring in Osimhen back to the team if he stays?
I don't think so. The only thing will happen is that if Osimhen stays, the team, the club, that is from the management, maybe they will try to say that they tell him to bring him back. But on Conte willingly doing that, no. And even when Conte will try to bring him, it will be like you are forcing a player to me.
Okay.
Understand?
Right.
That's what it will be. I'm not seeing Conte playing Osimhen wholeheartedly like, I'm trusting you to go and do this. I'm depending on you. When he has gotten his man, Lukaku, in fact, he will trust Lukaku with his life.
Yes,
even if Lukaku is injured, he will play with one leg. He will play Lukaku over, what is his name? Osimhen.
Yes.
What needs to do?
Yeah.
He's going to start, even if Lukaku is 50 years, he will not mind. He will definitely play Lukaku over him. So that is why the young man needs to leave. But if he stays, maybe at a point, I believe he will play because he can't be paying him for the amount of money they are paying him. And he can't stay on the base throughout.
Okay, thank you very much.
I don't see him enjoying himself. He'll be playing the ball with anger. Okay. Understand? Because him and Conte is not going to be the best of friends and the best of everything.
All
Sometimes
right.
when you are playing and they're not playing happily, somehow.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe the best option for him to leave, just like Sancho.
All
The
right.
best option for Sancho is for him to leave.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, he made a great point. Conte is another stubborn coach. If he can die, if Lukaku is injured and you can play, you will tell him to go and play. Unless he has no other option, probably he might not try, or the board will now force him, as he said, will force him to go and play Osimhen small. And the account place because he cannot be paying somebody almost 300,000 pounds and just leave him to just leave
I
him.
still stand because now there is no club meeting unless now Napoli is willing to accept 65 million pounds, which they will never accept this transfer market or the next. That's what you understand. So therefore, he's going to stay.
Okay.
And fight for his place. It's not about whether the coach plays him or the coach doesn't play him. There are some things you do in training. The coach will be considering the fact of, okay, you're trying in training, you're improving yourself, you're doing this, you're doing that. Can I give you a chance? Can I give you a chance to prove
Let's
it on
not
the
forget,
pitch?
this is Conte. This is
is-
stubborn
see-
Conte who we know we saw what he did at Chelsea now. So let's not forget that this is Conte. For me, if Napoli are going to want the best for their team, they should compromise on pricing and let Osimhen go.
Okay, we are going to be following that story.
So that Conte can suffer the consequence of
we go to following that story even tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day, deadline day, 31st August is deadline day. Osimhen needs to find a club. Osimhen needs to find a club quickly. He and Mijeje to find something. If not, he's going to stay in Napoli. And as we have said in this studio, Conte is very stubborn. I don't think that Conte will be playing him. Oh, yeah, probably frustrating, but he's going to be eating his money while he's sits on the bench. So let's see how that develops. Okay, remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. And if you want to call us to join us conversation in the studio, you can call 0706 048 5853. Okay, we have this comment on our YouTube. I'm going to read it now. Jetopia is saying, it's funny how Mikel and Edu is slow to make decisions. We have lost our on the title because we could get enough backup player, and now we are letting players go without replacing them. Okay, he is also saying Saka still doesn't have a replacement and they are playing around. Sterling should not near Emirates to Vico. Okay. Okay, let's see what that happens. Arsenal is trying to get a replacement. If not, Nelson is going to stay and replace Saka, whether we like it or not. Okay, let's continue with the transfer news. Ipswich has pulled out from Breuer. Now he's going back to Chelsea. They need to find solution for him in the next 24 hours. What do you make of that? That deal was almost agreed, but somehow it didn't go through because of contract problem. The money Chelsea is asking, Ipswich is not going to willing to pay it.
Chelsea needs to also understand that you can't eat your cake and have it. You can't sign this guy, keep him along for 4-5 years, and now you want to move him on and you want to still dictate how much he should collect. Because other teams know what's up and they know that this player is eager to leave. So they are going to try to force your hand to lower your asking price. I think if they really want to let go of this player to move him off their books, they should have accepted that deal. But I don't know. Let's see how it unfolds.
Man, I won't lie, you. That deal was just too poor for for him to pay. And it was too poor for a player like Breuer because we've seen him perform in Italy.
Then bring him back Chelsea, into the fold and let him perform and command a bigger fee next summer.
Let him perform. There is this Fofana guy as a striker they brought him from France.
Yes.
Chelsea has bought almost everything they can buy for the past 2 or 3 transfer markets. They've bought everything in the market and now they're looking for ways to chip these players out. And no clubs are coming for these players because it's not about when you buy these players when they are young. It's about how they played when they were with you. You understand? That's what forces these clubs to pay for the club. I think if you go down to Man United Academy now, some players were left on loan and some of them performed well. You see the likes of Angel Gomez. Recently, we are hearing the likes of Pelistri and the rest are going to Greece. These players are going far places for a price of also free because they didn't meet the evaluation of Man United. So if you didn't meet the evaluation as a club, you already paid for them, you can let them go for free or you can as well give them a contract and sell them for a very cheap price. I believe Pelistri is somebody, if a club knows what he's doing, should be sold for more than £50 million. But yet it was sold for about £80 million. So if Chelsea wants to let this guy go, you spent about 20 or 15 million pounds for him about 5 years ago. Let him go now for 10 million pounds. It's a good deal. You're asking for 25 million pounds, and Ipswich is not in that free now to pay for any player. They've spent, I think they've already done one business already where they called, what's it called now? They say is the club, they call club record fee, and they paid that already. So they wouldn't want to create another club record fee for another player if they know they're not going to be staying long, because this is as a result of how long will I stay here.
Another thing here, another dynamics here is you let him go to Ipswich on loan with an option to buy him. He does well at Ipswich, his market value goes up. You can now decide to honor the obligation to buy, or you pull him back to your side and sell him for a higher fee. So, but the bottom line is that they need to let these players go out so that they can make something for themselves and then hopefully command a better fee. Because, when they signed in Fofana into Chelsea, there was a lot of hype around him coming in because of what he's done where he was before he came in. And now these players have just fizzled out. No ginger, no nothing, and they've not played. So they need to let them go and hopefully move on to other deals.
Okay, let's move over. For Liverpool, they are going to be signing just that two players. And for Manchester City, I think their windows are closed as for now. But we're going to be following this transfer. Tomorrow we'll give you the final update on people moving and people not moving. On Monday too, we are going to give you the final day on the so that deals happen 12 midnight.
Yeah.
So as it's happening, clubs are moving players 12 midnight. So we're going to giving you
It's like a smuggle market in the middle.
yes, we are going to giving you details of all that's going to happen. Okay, let's move away from England and let's talk about Zaha. Zaha is now trying to move. I think he's trying to move away from Turkey somehow. He's securing a move to Lyon in France.
At some point, there was rumors about being linked to Aston Villa, coming back to England, the Premier League. Now he's also rumored to be coming back to the French Ligue 1. And I believe this is as a result of maybe he didn't play enough. He didn't get enough time in the English side, or didn't get. He was. Let's say this. Players like this, after doing wonderful in your club, you didn't meet that that standard of world class. You go out somewhere else thinking you could win trophy, and maybe after winning 2 or 3 trophies, you get that hype of world class. Then you come back to other clubs of big clubs. Crystal Palace has been a place where he's been worshipped, and he's looking for that environment again. I think he's not seen that in the Turkish league.
Yeah, but he may have to take a pay cut because I'm sure that no Ligue 1 side will pay what he was earning.
Lyon might pay. Olympic Lyon might pay because they are a big side. They're not just any side that you say, okay, fine. He wants to play Champions League football, and I think Lyon is in that place to play Champions League, Europa League football, and stay there for long, not play group stage and okay, now there's no group stage anymore, but not stay there and after like 3 months you're out or you're knocked out, you're not playing knockout stages. He wants to play knockout stage football in the Champions League. I think that's why he wants to come back to the main light or the stream light in what's it called? In Europe Top 5.
Okay, Warhorse have moved to Ajax. What do you make of that? He moved from Burnley. If you remember him, he scored that goal that took Netherlands almost took it to the penalty against Argentina. He's now moved from Burnley to Ajax. That guy has moved. He actually moved.
Yeah, he's moved. Going back to Ajax, though, I think going back to Holland.
It's okay.
It should be good for him.
It's not good though. That guy is a good player.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, what's your contribution? Tell you. Hello, I'm hearing you.
Yes, so now I want to talk about Chalupa, where and Safana. Are they going?
No, they have not sold them. They are still at Chelsea.
If you see the Noah come, but I'm going to leave up. Don't forget about it. You go for advantage. There's a striker in the world. I know that the time is off now. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move back to transfer. We are going to follow all the transfer news that is going to happen today, tomorrow. We'll give you all updates that is happening. Every club is trying to negotiate the last minute deal for their club. Okay, let's move on to other things. International football. The new coach of England, the caretaker coach of England is Carson Lee. So he has named his squad for this next game for England. There are no surprise that he actually brought back some key players. He introduced Madueke. I think Madueke, but for the goalkeeper is Anderson. See what we are talking about, the goalkeeper issue. Ramsdale is not there because Ramsdale is not playing. So Ramsdale needs to play for him to make the English squad. So for the goalkeeper is Henderson, Pickford, and Nick Pope. For defenders is Arnold, Cowell, Gui, Konsa, Nico Lewis of Manchester City, Harry Maguire,
Timo Livramento,
John Stones. For midfielder is Phil Foden, Conor Gallagher, Morgan Gibbs-White. And this is another interesting one. Angel Gomez from Lille. He's bringing his young players. He is not under 21 coach, so he's bringing some of his young guys from.
The also this player played for Man United and was only called up to the national team once, and I think he suffered a concussion last 2 weeks ago, and he's back now to full fitness. So it's a good one for him.
For the other midfielders, could be Mino, Cole Palmer, and Declan Rice. For forward is Bowen for West Ham United, Eberechi Eze Anthony Gordon's, Jack Grealish is back. Harry Kane, Noni Madueke, he made the squad this time. Bukayo Saka and Oli Watkins. That's the English squad for the next friendly guys. Any surprise apart from Madueke? I think the anger, the Gomez guy from Lille, I think is only a surprise that I can
that's
see.
That's no surprise for me. Livramento is a surprise for me. Come on now, he just moved.
And Trippier just retired from international football. What were you expecting?
So you expect him to play as the right back ahead of? Come on. I think I just like the way that they assembled a young team, but I'm still not happy with the list of players they have there, because he should be at least talking to Ben White to come back into that fold.
I think Ben White said that until he's ready to come back. Obviously, he removed himself from international football.
That's what I'm saying. He should be talking to him to come back, because they need a player like him in that side as well.
Okay, let's see what he is going to caretaker coach. You remember the last coach was a caretaker coach before they gave him that job permanently. So they are trying to take the same route to employ probably him. If he does well in these 2 games, probably they give him that position to be the English coach. Okay, there are games that is going to happen today in the Serie A. Is Venezia versus Torino. Then Inter Milan is going to play in Atlanta. What is your prediction for that game, guys?
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, Inter. Come on.
Atlanta, it's a draw.
It's a draw. What do you think about
Inter edging it?
Okay, in the Bundesliga is Union Berlin versus St. Pauli, and in Ligue 1 is Lyon versus Strasbourg. That's got the game that is going to happen today. Tomorrow we are going to talk about all that games. You remember, football is happening tomorrow, and transfer window is going to be closing tomorrow. So a whole lot of things to talk about tomorrow. Okay, guys, this is how we're going to be ending today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you for following us on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube is at Volt FM Sports. When you go there, please like, subscribe, and share our channel. Okay, guys, my name is Godwin. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. We'll talk sports. Have a lovely day.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
Sports. Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal!
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State Governor has sent us to the electricity.
Gospel.
And let them have dominion. The kingdom of God is within people.
Odinibo.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.